Hey guys, welcome back to the 40K Cafe. Thank you, Rylanor the Unyielding, for the request. As per the comment indicates, today we will be talking about the Knights of Blood. The Knights of Blood were a loyalist successor chapter of the Blood Angels from an unknown founding. Many individuals would claim and or state that their founding came from the Dark Founding due to the fact that their gene seed was rack with many deficiencies. And just like many of their other brothers from other Blood Angel successor chapters, they walk a fine line of damnation and purity. Regardless of their flaws, the Knights of Blood would remain unwaveringly loyal to the Emperor and the Imperium. They would go out and crusade amongst the stars, but eventually their excess purging, bloodlust, and rage would catch the eye of none other than the Inquisition. The Inquisition would eventually believe that their excess blood and rage was too much, seeing as the actions of the Knights of Blood would always lead to more loyalist deaths than need be. Eventually, many of these reports would follow all the way back to the High Lords of Terra, and in the 41st millennium, the High Lords would end up declaring that the Knights of Blood were renegades and had strayed too far from the Emperor's light. Regardless of this declaration, the Knights of Blood would simply not care and proceed to continue out into the stars fighting the enemies of the Imperium, claiming and remaining loyal. They would continue to go out and help only the most desperate of the worlds amongst the Imperium. And even then, very few worlds of the Imperium would accept their aid, should they risk the attention and investigation of the Inquisition. The Knights of Blood would treat the same due caution with the other chapters of the Imperium, because they knew that they were renegades. They didn't want to risk their fellow cousins being investigated by the Inquisition, or potentially end up in the same situation that they were in. Eventually, the homeworld of the Blood Angels Ball would come under attack by High Fleet Leviathan. Lord Commander Dante would request the aid of all the successor chapters of the Blood Angels to come and defend Ball. And of course, the Knights of Blood would answer. It was here in the defense of the moon Ball Prime where this chapter master Centaur Jewel would deploy his forces to fight to the last man standing. Centaur Jewel, along with the rest of his chapter, would lay down their lives in order for the other sons of Sanguinius to be able to regroup and rebolster their defenses. One by one, the Knights of Blood would fall to both the Tyranids and the Cornate demons that were besieging them. Whether or not any of the Knights of Blood survived this onslaught, nobody knows. Many records of the Knights of Blood have actually been purged or removed from Imperial history. And as records currently state, at this battle, they were slaughtered down to the last Astartes. But admirably, despite being excommunicated and claimed as traitors, they answered the call to the Imperium when they needed it most. It would go down the way they believed they lived, loyalist and honorable sons to Sanguinius, and beyond loyalist servants to the Emperor. Perhaps one day the chapter can be refounded and have their names cleaned from Imperial records. But with that being said, thanks again Rylanor for the request. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you want to hear next, and remember to follow for more.